So if you've watched any of my Twin Peaks videos, then you know that the thing I love the very most about this show is the characters and the character development and the way that they are portrayed in such a unique and special way. And this episode definitely had some huge moments based on characters. Let me start with the death of the log lady. If you didn't know, and most of you probably do, that Catherine Coulson, who plays the log lady, was able to film that scene, and I feel like she filmed it all in one, not necessarily one take, but in one afternoon, because she was only in that one room with the phone talking to Hawk. That's all we have seen of her this season. So she was able to film that, but she had cancer and she did pass away while they were filming this new season. And I thought that the way they handled her death was just perfect. The way they've also handled others who have died since the show was on in the late 80s, early 90s, but they did like an extra special tribute to Katherines / Margaret / the log lady. And I feel like when Lucy was crying, like she wasn't acting, those were probably genuine tears. And I can't even imagine what it was like for the actors, because they have known her for all of these years, and it's just special already that this show even came back after so many years, and then to have a cast member who is able to come back to shoot some scenes for the new season and who dies before everything is finished. You know, Catherine was never able to see herself in this final season, or this third season. We need to talk about if it's final or not. We'll do that here in a second. But so I thought that was just special and perfect in every way, and I just can't even imagine how sad it was for everyone involved, people with the crew and people on the cast who had been there with her in the past, because she was just such a funny and quirky character on the show in the first 2 seasons. So I thought that was really special. Second, I think we were all waiting for Norma and Ed to finally get together. It has taken so long, and I knew when Nadine set him free that he was going to be able to be with her. I knew she wasn't going to stay with that swarmy guy who was trying to work with her franchises, and it was a very special moment from him being so devastated, thinking she had turned him down again, basically, like it was never going to happen after all these years, to her like putting her hand on his shoulder and him asking her to marry him. I just thought was so special. Before I finish talking about this episode, I have definitely been reading a lot of things about a possible season 4 and the fact that it's probably not going to happen according to Showtime. I think a lot of us thought that there would be more to this story. At least I kind of thought that if they waited this long to bring it back, it would be so great to have a 4th season. But 18 episodes is a lot, so I'm kind of wondering, maybe we'll be able to tell by the 18th episode. Like, it seems like everything's going to have to be resolved. And if it is, then I don't see any point for a 4th season. But things are very much moving along. Sometimes the show can be slow, in my opinion. Sometimes during the season it's been slow. I felt like quite a lot happened in the last episode and this episode. We finally got the revelation that Richard Horne is Audrey's son, which I had thought all along, because that's really all that made sense, especially after they drug it out this long. Like, who else really could it be for his mom? And Bad Coop actually has him now, and it's funny that he chose not to kill him. So I don't know where they're going with this. I don't know if, he wants him to take him to his mom or what's up with that, but he is with him. I like the way that they portrayed David Bowie's character from the movie, because we know he's not alive anymore, and I just think it would have been kind of insensitive to replace that character with a new actor, and by having him be this whatever coffee pot or whatever, what was he? I'm not sure, but this thing rather than a person. I think that was a clever way to handle it, and a very David Lynch way to handle it, and so much better than having someone play that character, because Philip Jeffries, because so many people were wondering who's going to play him, are they ever going to show him what's up with that, and I think that was the right thing to do and not to replace him. I think Coop is coming back really soon. I think the fact that he heard, Gordon's name on TV, and then he electrocuted himself, and I really think next episode he'll be back, honestly, or almost back or something, because I think the electric shock is going to shock him back to good Cooper, and I'm really excited by that. I feel really bad that guy killed, that messed up drug dude killed, and it seemed like that innocent guy in the woods. I mean, those people are just, I don't know, there's some kind of issue with drugs, and like, they're really not like the drugs we have in current day here, because they're making people do some really crazy things. Like the guy that had like the green, like it looked like the Hulk fists, and he was like, when he would punch people, it was like the Hulk punching people. It would just like destroy them. And we saw James again in that scene. So yeah, I mean, I kind of think we're going toward a resolution here. I think we're going toward a series finale. That's what I was trying to say, finale. I feel like they're going to try to wrap it up because we just have a couple of episodes left, and it looks like we're really picking up momentum here. In some ways I can think, that's kind of a good thing, and then some ways I kind of want more, but I don't know if we need more. I mean, I definitely think we needed more after 2 seasons, and it was so great to get everything back after all this time. But do we need more after 18 episodes? I don't know. I kind of think we'll be okay without anything else. But anyway, I overall really liked this episode, and I loved what they did with the characters in it. Of course, that's more of interest to me always than the sci-fi parts. Sometimes the sci-fi parts to me are just like too insane, and I know a lot of people will disagree with that, but that's my opinion. But I fell in love with the show because of the characters, because of the storylines of the characters, and this was kind of heavy on that in this episode, so I really appreciated that. But I'm curious to see what you thought about this episode and all of the things that went down. I'm sure I've left some stuff out because literally a lot happened, and I felt like last week's episode a lot happened too, and that's why I'm thinking they're trying to wrap this up, like this entire thing, in the next couple of episodes. So let me know what you thought down below. Do you have any theories about what's going to happen, how this will be resolved, how it will wrap up, or do you think there will be a 4th season, or what are your thoughts on that? Do we need a 4th season? But thank you so much for watching this episode of Kelly TV. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you really soon. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Kelly TV. I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of the Kelly TV family. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter so you can keep up with all I'm doing.